Listen, I love Mark's team. He's done a tremendous job. He put together a great group. I love his guard play. I love how physical they are. I think they're going to have, I think they're an NCAA tournament team. We play a bunch of these type of games, and I was super impressed with this team. And, I was proud of our guys. We fought back once we settled into the game in the second half and played much better. I thought when they came out and popped us early, in these type of games, you got to stay in the game. You got to keep it between 8 and 12 early on if you're going to have a chance to win. We've been in a bunch of these, and we've been able to stay in the game and have a chance to win these. But when they popped us early and we got down 20 in the first half, it's so hard to come back against a team like that. So, give them credit. But I loved our response in the second half. We got a chance to have a really good basketball team. I got a freshman point guard, who was tremendous tonight. He's a tough matchup. And then Montavious Myrick for us is a really talented player. So, I know it probably didn't look like it at times, but I really love our group.
You guys full court press the entire game against obviously an SEC opponent. Just what about your personnel do you like, and why do you feel like you have the ability just to continue to do that? Yeah,
that's what we do at Eastern. We press for 40 minutes. No, we don't trap all the time, but we want to try to wear teams down. And that's how we've done it at Eastern. And we've won a championship, the first one in 45 years. We've led the country in steals. We've led the country in forced turnovers. We've done a lot of great things with our style. So. But we got to mix it up a little bit more, but I got a lot of new pieces, so we're just not there yet. But we were much better than we were versus Western earlier in the week, so I was proud of our growth here.
What about Vanderbilt's defenses? Difficult to face?
Well, I think Vanderbilt, they're very physical. And I think Mark's teams at JMU were very physical. We played them when he was at JMU. I don't know why I keep playing Mark. He's my friend, and I don't know why the heck we're playing against each other, but we do it. And, we've had some great games, but I love this game because my guys will be able to learn a lot about what we need to do better. Because their guards are so physical and it's hard to get by them. I always talk to my guys about it's like the offensive lineman. You can call holding football every single time. They'll grab, and then you got to let go. And his guys do a really good job with that, and they play very physical. So this will be good for us.
It seemed like Monty tonight had a special focus on playmaking and passing the ball. What about his development have you been working towards with that?
Well, he only took like 3 shots a game last year. But this is the next phase for him, for his growth. He should have been an all-conference player last year. I still don't know how he wasn't. We won 12 games in our league, and, we had George Kimball, who was, if he doesn't blow his knee out, we were the hottest team in our league. But I'm proud of Mont. He's gaining more and more confidence scoring the basketball. He's a great decision maker. He gives us a guy that we can just play through. But he's also a guy for us in our league. It's going to be a guy we can throw it to, and he can get us a basket, and he's a good free throw shooter. So, Mont's really proud of Mont. Last year he played with a torn labrum the last 10 games of the year. He's a freaking warrior.
You mentioned George Kimball. What's Vanderbilt getting with him?
Listen, I called Mark and talked to Mark about George, and he was leading the country in steals last year when he got hurt. He was averaging 20 points a game. So what George is, he's fearless, he's tough, he's got a high basketball IQ. You guys are going to absolutely love him. And he's a wonderful person, like an absolutely wonderful person. And I think character wins. And, he's going to help you guys win. I wish he was still with us. But that's how it goes now, right? I'm just getting them ready for you.
So how do you retain guys like that? I heard you talking last, I think it was preseason interview, talking about you creating a place where people want to stay, but what builds into that?
Well, we've got a place that kids want to stay because it's a fun place to play basketball. We lead our league in attendance. We just sold out our building, on Monday night. So everybody wants to play in a place like that where they love basketball. But what we've come to is a place where, kids come in and develop and they move on like George, and that's okay too. And, it's tough when you're a young person because you got to make some tough choices. I mean, what type of legacy do you want to leave? We had a kid that stayed in our program for 5 years. He's scored 2,000 points. He's second all time in scoring. He's like fifth in assists, sixth in rebounds. He's the winningest player of all time. So what's that mean? In 4 years, he's going into Hall of Fame. That's pretty cool too, right? So, it's two sides to that coin.
Anything else for Coach?
One last one. With MJ stepping up as a leader on the court, but how have you seen him off the court when it comes to vocality and stuff like that?
He was runner-up for Mr. Basketball in the state of North Carolina. And there's so many good players in that state. I worked at NC State for a year, and I really got to see that state firsthand. That's a hell of an honor. And for us to get him in the schools we had to beat, it would shock you if I told you who we had to beat to get him. But he's a confident kid. He's a wonderful kid to be around every single day. He loves to play. Man, he loves to play. And he does everything right. How he handles academics and, how he takes care of his body, how he watches film, how he practices, how he does individuals. Like, he does everything right. So, like, special things are going to happen for him. Like, in a year from now, people will be talking about MJ all over the country.
Anything else?
See you guys.
Thank you.